Well, hello there. So, today I am making some sweet and sour sauce. The good thing about this is the type of sweet and sour sauce that you would get at a Chinese restaurant or at least a Chinese takeaway. This is not, though, the type that you would normally get from a fast food restaurant such as McDonald's. So, with that being said, though, this one uses a fruit juice as the sweetener. In this case, I'm using pineapple juice. Whereas the fast food ones will usually use a fruit preserve type backing. So, with that being said, let's get started. So, we're going to go ahead and start off with 2 cups of pineapple juice. Go ahead and just put that straight into the pot. And go ahead and get the burner turned on. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on to just below high. So, to this, we're going to add 1.5 cups of packed brown sugar. Now for the sour part, you use vinegar. In this case, we're using rice vinegar, which according to the recipe is supposed to work best, but it does say that you can also use, if you don't have rice vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Now, from my own personal experience, I actually think that apple cider vinegar might work better, but I'm doing it per the recipe today, so I can try it. Haven't really tried this recipe using that method yet. So, to it, we are adding 2/3 of a cup of rice vinegar. Go ahead and give it a bit of a whisking in between. Now we're going to go ahead and add in 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. And then you can substitute in any of the more expensive specific types of soy sauces you like tamari or such. But I'm just using straight up soy sauce like I'd use in any of my other recipes, including my huli sauce. Now to this, though, we are adding 6 tablespoons, more or less, probably a little bit more, but 6 tablespoons of ketchup. You can probably substitute tomato paste or tomato sauce if you want, but I'm assuming because it says ketchup that they're wanting some of the other, taste profiles that's in ketchup versus in regular old tomato paste and tomato sauce. Okay? Well, we're going to go ahead and let this kind of come up a little bit in heat. And over here to the side, though, in order to thicken it, we are going to make a cornstarch slurry. And for this, we have 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch. Interesting. Never had problems getting it all out of the silicone ones before. And I know it was clean, so I know that's not the issue. And to that, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of water. Handy dandy little measuring device. Looks like a shot glass, but it's marked out in tablespoons, teaspoons, and ounces. I think it might even have some milliliters on it, but yeah, I'm just kind of giving it a stir here to make sure it's well mixed. And I'm going to go ahead and set that slurry aside for the moment. And you kind of want to get that to come up to a boil because we're going to thicken it a little bit. Now, one of the things I'm going to say is you do want to use bottled or canned pineapple juice. You do not want to use fresh squeezed, as you would say, even though I'm not sure how you would squeeze a pineapple. But, you know, fresh from the pineapple directly. You don't want to use that because the unprocessed enzyme in it will interact with the cornstarch slurry and cause it to not thicken. So you do actually want bottled or canned juice. That way it's been pasteurized and, you know, cooked so that... Oh. Sorry about that there. I think I want that more boiling. Now this is the same type of sweet and sour sauce you would honestly get on sweet and sour chicken, which is what I'm making this for, because tomorrow night I'm going to be making sweet and sour chicken for dinner. And you kind of want to make this sauce at least a few hours ahead, because it will take some time to cool down and, you know, come to a rest. So in this case, I'm going to be making it the day before, putting it in my jar, and it will go in the refrigerator overnight. Okay, well, as you can see, it's coming to a boil now. And so now we're going to take, I'm going to turn it down just a little bit here. And I'm going to add in the cornstarch slurry. Just like a gravy. Give it some good whisking. I'm going to go ahead and turn it down a little bit more too, because it could potentially boil over if you're not careful. And then, of course, you've got a big mess. Go ahead and lifting the pan a little bit to reduce the boil is perfectly acceptable. Give that a couple seconds without me stirring it. Now, one thing that the recipe said is you can add food coloring if you want, but to be honest with you, I don't see why I would have to add any food coloring. I mean, it's going to be red from the ketchup being added in the first place. So I don't foresee there needing to be any more food dye added to it, considering ketchup probably got some added to it anyways. Although the stuff I use, admittedly, for this is the Hunt's 100% natural, so this stuff may not actually have any dye in it. Let me double check. Matter of fact, this is even made with cane sugar. Nope, there is absolutely no dye in this one. So when we use it, you'll see what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the burner now. Move my stool out of the way. And set down and I'm going to move this off the heat for a few so that it can start to cool down before I put it in my glass jar. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so well, it still hasn't really been that long. It's been long enough, I think, that I can at least do this hopefully safely. Meaning, hopefully the jar will not break on me. So, now I'm using a canning funnel here to hopefully help reduce the mess. And there you have it. Homemade sweet and sour sauce. And for those of you that obviously there's a little bit left in the bottom of the pot. And as you can see, it doesn't just run off, but it will take some time to thicken it, and that's part of what this is about, as far as letting it sit for several hours. Minimum you want to let it sit is at least 4. Yeah, that's actually a good taste there. And it does taste like what you'd get at a Chinese takeaway, really. So maybe rice wine or rice vinegar is the good one. But like I said, next time I'm going to try it with the apple cider vinegar. And we'll try it for that too. In the meantime, sweet and sour sauce for making sweet and sour chicken. And I will show you guys tomorrow how to do that, although really all you got to do is have little bitty chunks of chicken deep fried in a flour or a coating of some sort, and that's really all you need. If you even wanted to, you can buy pre-done chicken in the freezer section and just pour the sauce over it. Either way, this sauce is healthier than any of the sauces that are going to come in those bags or in those jars that you get off the shelf. Because as you can see, I put no preservatives in it. And other than the sugar that's in that you saw, it's not got a whole bunch of other. Although a cup and a half of sugar does seem like a lot, but if you look at how much it makes, that's quite a bit. It does make quite a bit with that little bit of sugar. So, have fun, enjoy, bon appetit.